Hi, this is Tammy Hewlett from Swimming in Stamps, and this is my second video. I'm going to show you how I decorated this Christmas letter. I started out by going to my stamps and I selected Under the Tree. It's a stamp set and it's got these cute little, this striped overlay. So I just drug that over, and obviously it's way too big for my page, so I'm going to crop it. And I just kind of eyeballed it. I wanted a stripe along the top and the bottom. And let's see, it's up here. So I'm just going to pull that down. And I also shrunk it down since my paper is 8.5 by 11 instead of 12 by 12. That looks about right. And then I colored it more mustard. I decided that I wanted mostly all gold and white decorations because my pictures were so colorful. I thought that a neutral like that wouldn't distract from my photos, so that's what I decided to use. Now, of course, it's on top of the photos right here, but there's a handy little tool up here called your layers tool, and I sent it all the way to the back. So that way it goes to the back. And then I just hit Control C, Control V to copy it. And I put another one down here. Let's say about right there. And again, just put it in the back. Okay. Now, let's see, what else did I do? I put some baker's twine on there, so that's under embellishments. And I looked for the gold and silver baker's twine right there. And on the top is the gold. So I drug over two of them, moved them in place. Actually, I can just, I think I put a drop shadow on that. And then while I have it highlighted, I'm going to copy and paste it and maybe nudge it up a little closer like that and highlight both of them. I'm going to hit my shift key, highlight them both, and send them all the way to the back and then bring them forward once. Oh, one more time. Bring forward. Okay, wait a minute. Let's just go over here to the layers tool and I'll show you how to do this maybe an easier way. We'll take the gold and baker's twine and just drag them up above those two stripes that we put in the back. There you go. Okay, and while they're highlighted, I am going to go ahead and copy and paste. That copies both of them at the same time, and I can put them down here. And again, I'm just going to send them all the way to the back, and then I'm just going to drag them in front again. That's like the quickest way to get them where I want them. Okay, so let's see. Now I have a little banner up here. I'm actually going to move all of these up. I'm looking at my finished page and they're a lot higher than what I just did. So let me put them about right there. Okay, now I'm going to go to my punches and browse. And I think it's under basics. I just got a little flag punch. I can't really remember where it was. We could search for it. It's either there or it's under extras. There it is, extras. Okay, so I'm going to open that up and go down right here, bring that over, and fill that with white paper. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Color fill with white paper. Okay, and rotate it to the left and add a drop shadow. And then I just kind of narrowed it down a little bit. So it'd go about right there. Maybe about like that. Okay. And now let's go to a stamp set called Bright and Beautiful Stars. I used that on a lot of the cards that I sent out this year, so I thought it would be pretty to be consistent. I used this greeting right here, Season's Greetings. Just made it a little bit larger. And again, colored it that more mustard that goes with all the golds. And then, let's see, while we're here, let me show you how I did the stars. Now, if you bring over a star, it's see-through. First, let's color it. I colored some of them white and put them on top of gold stars, and others I colored gold and put them on white stars. So, but you'll get the gist of what I'm doing. So here I've colored it gold, and you can see through it, and I wanted opaque ones. So I did a search of all the stars that I have. I just typed in star, and I found one. The star punch really didn't match this stamp. And so what I found was under one of my downloads called Festival of Trees, that they had a star that was pretty darn close to the shape of the star from Bright and Beautiful Stars. So you can see when I clicked that, it changed over here, the stamps. It went to Festival of Stars. Okay, so I'm just going to enlarge this. Luckily, it's an SVG stamp, so you can enlarge it without it pixelating. It's made to be enlarged. And I kind of just got it about the right size. And then I colored it white. This is a stamp, not a punch. And I sent it backward one so I could kind of see what it was going to look like. Oh, and I also added a drop shadow on it. Okay, now you can see I'm going to click on the stamp that's above now. I had to rotate it just like one. Maybe click over here. And that was about as good as I was going to get right there. So now let's go to the Layers tool, and I want to highlight both of these so I can group them together. So I'm going to click on that one and then hold the Shift key, drag it underneath, and while still holding the Shift key, now I've got both of them highlighted. You can see the double boxes here, and I'm going to hit Arrange Group. Now I've got this sized. I can size it, I can rotate it, I can put it all over, I can copy it. You know, and that's basically what I did for all the opaque stars. Now, obviously, I didn't leave it like that right over my son's face, but you get the gist of what I'm doing here. Okay, so that's how I did a lot of the stars on my page. Sometimes I just copied blank stars as well. Let's see, another embellishment I used was the gold sequins. So let's go find that. It's right there underneath. And I used, let's see, I used the line. And it was too long, so I cropped it. Let's try about right there. Okay. And I just stuck it about right there. Whoops. Close enough. Okay, so obviously I have to crop it a little bit more. Let's go about right there. And it moved it on me again. That's about right. Okay, now I can just go to my Layers tool and put that underneath the star, and it's going to hide it. Oh, and underneath the picture as well. Hang on, we're going to have to layer this there, and I'm going to grab that flag and put it under the picture too. There, now it kind of tucks under that picture. That's exactly what I wanted. And let's go back to our embellishments. There's kind of a little squiggle that I put down here as well. And I, again, put a drop shadow there. let's see. Oh, and the last thing that I